Um, this is a long video warning alert, so I'm gonna hopefully keep this under 15 minutes, but I can't promise you that I will. This is you know outside of my grandmother's birthday being in November 16th actually, and the person that's on this tombstone. I mentioned his name in a video where I was ranting about how a black man's life isn't worth anything in this world. And I don't. This is a very sensitive issue, just because he was a good friend of mine. He supported when I was doing my rap thing. He was one of the only people who understood where I was coming from. He vibed with it, loved it, promoted it. I didn't ask him to do none of this. Um, Met him when I went to SUNY Cobleskill. Um, I mean, just a really cool, down to earth brother. He was he was Nigerian, and again, I just this is very hard for me because I stated before, and this is why I try to live each day like it's my last, because um, sometimes when you're young, you're stupid. You do stupid things and you let things get in the way of friendships. And I won't rehash the whole story, but again, I was going through my whole these preachers and churches are lying, and they're misguiding the misleading the black people and denying who they really are according to the scriptures, and he offered me numerous times prior to his death that to come, because his parents are pastors, so he would offer me all the time, because I told him, I was like, I'm tired of all these lying churches. I'm tired of that all of them, they just the same. They act like they about God, and they turn around and all they want to do is fleece the flock, and make themselves rich. And so he kept egging me on. So you see, he died 2011, November 26th. Um, that summer, um, actually around his birthday, which is July 26th, we got together, and he actually introduced me to Tiger Woods golf. That was his favorite game, and he kicked my ass in it. I wasn't happy, but I started playing it. I told him, I was like, "Yo, I'm gonna buy this game, and next time I see you, next time I see you, I'm gonna return this ass whooping back to you." And never got that chance. And because, like I said, various stupid things that I let get in the way, and proclaiming that I just got a lot going on. I'm busy. I'm working. I'm doing this, doing that, and so I never got a chance to return that butt whooping to him. The lady that you see here is his sister. Um, so this is who James Oakey was. I don't know how to say his first name. Timaway James Oakey. He always just said, just call me James. Um, this beautiful brother here, man. Um, he was murdered. He was murdered by this fucker here. Of course, they want to show us fucking. Yeah, there he is. That fucking piece of shit. See if I can open that picture. Yeah, this fucker. This fucker here. Killed my fucking friend. Killed my friend, that fucking piece of shit. Um, so this is the story here. So this 20-year-old driver in a hit and run incident that killed a college St. Rose student was sentenced Tuesday. That's not 31. That's 3 1/3 to 10 years. Anywhere between 3 1/3 to 10 years is what he was sentenced to. I tell you, man, if I'm not even gonna say it. So it says as his victim's family spoke of the loss of a lovely soul, this fucker of Southern Boulevard apologized for his crime after listening to the teary-eyed sister, which is the young woman that was just on the page that I had up. 29-year-old Timothy James Oki deliver a heart-wrenching impact statement describing the devastation caused by our brother's death. Alfred, you should know you should not be able to commit a crime like this and get away with it, April Oki said before the state Supreme Court Justice Thomas Breslin imposed the sentence. The emotional impact will be felt for years to come. That's the truth. Oki, a Nigerian immigrant, was struck by Zwack's. No, I'm sorry. I shouldn't even said that fucker's name. He's just a fucker. Was struck by fucker's vehicle as it crossed Elk and Quail. And I used to bowl over there. I used to take the road. I used to bowl in not too far from there. And every time I drive by there, it just was hard. Um as it crossed Elk and Quail Streets in Albany about 1:40 a.m. on November 26th. Video surveillance captured fucker leaving the scene of the deadly accident. Prosecutors have said fucker appeared to be accelerating. Fucker pleaded guilty to second-degree manslaughter last month. The plea came days before his trial was to start. April Oki told the court, "I come from a Christian household, and our faith has gotten us all through many rough times. But since this crime, I now find myself having doubts and questioning the very thing that used to keep me going, my faith." She earlier read a statement from her family. It recalled James Oki's captivating smile, positive influence, and deeply religious ways. And he was. He urged us to pray together as a family and eat at least one meal together at the table daily, Oki told the court. In a, Even when on assignment, he would frequently call us to discuss and share what new interpretation of a Bible verse he had just learned. He was a lovely soul, both beautiful on the inside as on the outside. Oki lived in Dallas before moving to Albany, honorably discharged in January 2011 after 6 years of service in the Navy. He was studying at St. Rose for a communications degree. James was the kind of son or brother anyone could have wished for. Damn, that's so true. The statement from the family said the statement from the family said. The statement said the Oki family was suffering a devastating financial hardship since Oki's death. He did not have health insurance, and his mother has been emotionally devastated to return to work. Three young women were in court to support the defendant. One of them, Fucker's sister. They cried during the sentencing when April Oki said she has endured sleepless nights since her brother's death. One of Fucker's supporters said quietly, "So have we." And when April told Fucker the hit and run was not the first time you have committed a crime, one of the women scoffed and turned her head. Fucker has at least 9 prior arrests and 2 convictions. After court, Oki's family spoke to reporters in the office of Albany County District Attorney David Soares. This is an old story, by the way. This is actually posted from 2012, just to put things in context. Um, they were joined by Soares and Assistant District Attorney Mary Tanner Richter, who prosecuted the case. We're happy that justice was done for the mere fact that he's held accountable for his actions, said the victim's mother, Rosemary Oki, who was joined by Oki's father blessing the victim's younger brother and other relatives and supporters. People should know that whatever decisions you make, you have to think properly. When you're behind the wheel, you have to know that there are other people there and other lives out there and families. Fucker will also serve 2 1/3 to 7 years for leaving the scene of a crime, of an accident. It will run concurrently with the 3 1/3 to 10-year sentence. All right. So let me ask you, had the tables been turned and Oki, James, would have done that to Fucker's family, do you think he would have been able to serve concurrent sentences? Or do you think those sentences would have been piled on top of one another? Do you even think that he would have gotten more time than what Fucker got? What's a black man's life worth? Not much. Not much at all. And a lot of this is guilt on my behalf because of stupid differences. I avoided a friend. He was taken off this earth by a piece of shit fucker. So yeah, I'm a little guilty. I'm a little hurt by that. There is no justice for a black man. Not in this country. Not ever. I don't know James' personal life. I don't know what he was going through. I one of the last conversations we had, I had I they deleted it off my they deleted it off my other Facebook page that I had. I had that our last conversation. I had it saved. I never removed it. I never even touched it. I just wanted to preserve it forever. And Facebook said, "Fuck you." I take it hard because in my life, we were born in the same year. I was born 2 months before he was. He should be 37 right now. A lot of the descriptions that was in that article was 100% correct. James was a beautiful person. I don't have many friends on this earth, and I let one slip through my fingers over stupid shit. I have a total of 4 people that I really consider friends. Since he's died, one of the 3 that I thought I had left has completely turned his back on me. Blocked me on Facebook, won't return calls or text messages. So now I'm down to 2 people that I would literally consider a brother. Neither one live near me. One is in driving distance, one works currently in Japan. I don't know if any of them will see this video, hear it, but after this happened, I made a vow to never let simple differences keep me from maintaining a friendship or just isolating myself. What hurts worse is he died a whole year before I even found out. Because I didn't find out until I believe it was December of 2012. I had isolated myself so much that I I cut myself off from everyone. And so yeah, it was a shock. It was a shock when it hit me. It was a shock when it hit me. I couldn't believe it. Um he was a good dude, man. He didn't deserve that shit, man. That's not the way he should have went out. You know, I don't know, man. Sometimes it's like, people say, well, the most high does what he does, and it's like the most beautifulest people just get taken off this earth. And fuckers like that fucker gets to serve concurrent sentences instead of serving them back to back. It's all good though. No, it ain't all good. I can't lie to myself. That shit happened 7 years ago. This decision. He's been dead for 8. And I still can't get over that shit. I don't think I'm ever gonna get over it. It's up there along with the death of my grandmother and the death of my stepfather. Because one moment you're here and the next moment you're not. It's hard, man. And I have to see that fucker's face. Remorseless. And it's funny because that's the only article I have bookmarked, but there was another article that I read at the time, and it it definitely didn't make it seem like they were as devastated as they were in that article, because It's I don't know. I don't know what happened. Why there was such a difference between that article and the other one that I read at the time. But it made it seem like they just totally forgave this dude and almost on some Botham Jean shit. And that's why I went off the way that I did on the video I did. I believe it's called something along the lines of like, black women or black females don't care about black men's lives, something like that. I don't really remember because I kind of blacked out when I went off. But at this point, I'm just babbling. But I'll put the link to the article in the description, even though I read it. You can go see it. Verify that it ain't no I'm not making this up. So when I talk about shit, understand it's real shit, man. I talk about real things in life. Like, I'm not up here making shit. This shit up. Like, man, when good people die, man, I can't handle that shit. It fucks me up. He ain't deserve that shit, man. Not like that. He ain't deserve to go out like that, man. And the fact this fucker only fucking doing 3 1/3 to 10 years. So I mean, this fucker's probably getting out soon. He's gonna be getting out in like 2 years, just about. But my dog, he ain't getting out the grave. He ain't getting out that grave. And they said they had the audacity to say that was justice. Listen, I'm no lawyer. I don't know how the law works. But when you take a life, unless it's absolutely self defense, that shit should always be murder one. Always. Unless you were defending yourself. In this case, he wasn't. And the police even testified because he was fleeing from police that he was speeding up. I don't see how that's second fucking degree mandatory or manslaughter rather. I don't see how that's second degree manslaughter. Man, that shit should be murder one, man. It's fucked up. But who gives a fuck, right? Just another dead black man.